Elon Musk's announcement in August 2013 about his plan to create Hyperloop was a groundbreaking moment that promised to revolutionize public transportation. The visionary project was touted to be faster than commercial planes, impervious to weather conditions, and completely powered by renewable energy. Despite almost a decade passing since Musk's announcement, several different companies and organizations have been working on the concept. However, the question remains, what progress has been made in turning this vision into a reality? Can Hyperloop ever become a feasible mode of transportation? Or is it merely another futuristic pipe dream that will never come to fruition? Let's find out. Currently, only 0.8% of our viewers are subscribed to our channel. So if you enjoy our videos, make sure to click that button. If you're not familiar with Hyperloop, here's a quick recap of this futuristic technology. Although it's often associated with Elon Musk, the idea for an ultra-high-speed mode of transportation using vacuum tunnels was not actually his original concept. It's worth noting that the idea of high-speed transportation through vacuum tunnels has been around for centuries. As early as 1799, English mechanical engineer George Medhus patented a railway system that could transport passengers and cargo at high speeds through pressurized tubes. Over time, this concept evolved into a series of inventions under different names, such as the vac train, atmospheric rail, and pneumatic railway, ultimately leading to Musk's Hyperloop. Despite variations in the details, all of these transportation methods share the same core idea of propelling trains or pods within an evacuated tube or tunnel. This approach drastically reduces the amount of friction and air resistance that would otherwise impede any moving object. The Hyperloop transportation concept is an innovative idea that utilizes vacuum tunnels to enable high-speed travel. This revolutionary technology is based on the principles of reduced air resistance, allowing for potentially hypersonic speeds. The system is designed with three core elements: a sealed tube or tunnel running above or below ground in a partial vacuum, passenger pods that move through this environment at high speeds, and specialized terminals to manage the flow of passengers. With its futuristic vision, the Hyperloop concept has the potential to transform the future of transportation, enabling faster and more sustainable travel for generations to come. One of the key challenges of creating a functioning Hyperloop system is designing the terminals to contain the low-pressure environment of the tubes as the pods enter and exit from the station. In his 2013 white paper titled Hyperloop Alpha, Musk outlined his plans for a Hyperloop track that would run from one end of California to the other. The proposed system would drastically cut travel time from Los Angeles to San Francisco, taking just over half an hour at a projected top speed of more than 1,200 kilometers per hour. This futuristic mode of transportation would revolutionize the way we think about travel, making it possible to traverse long distances in a fraction of the time it takes today. Hyperloop technology has generated excitement and interest from various companies and organizations, each proposing their own unique routes for this futuristic mode of transportation. Elon Musk's Hyperloop Alpha was released as an open-source design by Tesla and SpaceX, allowing others to build upon the original ideas and improve the technology. In 2015, SpaceX even opened a test track in Hawthorne where various organizations and universities tested their pod designs in an annual competition sponsored by the company. One such organization is Hyperloop One, which was founded in 2014 with the goal of bringing the Hyperloop concept to reality. Although the company has made significant technical changes to the original design, the fundamental concept of transporting pressurized pods and evacuated tubes remains the same. Hyperloop One has made significant progress in developing and testing the technology compared to other players in the field. In fact, by October 2016, they had already finished constructing a 500-meter test track in Nevada. This track was named the Development Loop, or DevLoop for short. It was used to test their technology and allowed them to experiment with different pod designs and propulsion systems. The DevLoop was also used to set a new Hyperloop speed record of 387 km per hour in December 2017. Hyperloop One has continued to make advancements since then, including raising over $200 million in funding and announcing plans for commercial projects in multiple countries around the world. Hyperloop One achieved a significant breakthrough in November 2020 with their XP2 prototype pod, marking the first ever human test of a Hyperloop-like transport system. The test took place on the company's test track in Nevada, where the XP2 reached a top speed of 172 km per hour. This achievement brought Hyperloop one step closer to making the technology a reality, with the ultimate goal of revolutionizing transportation by allowing people and goods to travel at high speeds in evacuated tubes. Despite the progress made by Hyperloop 1, some experts have expressed skepticism about the ultimate feasibility of the Hyperloop concept. They have pointed out various challenges, such as the difficulty of maintaining a vacuum in the tube over long distances, as well as the high cost of building the necessary infrastructure. Furthermore, some critics argue that Hyperloop may not be able to compete with other forms of transportation such as high-speed rail or air travel in terms of efficiency, speed, and cost-effectiveness. Nevertheless, proponents of Hyperloop continue to push for further development and testing of the technology, hoping to one day realize its full potential. The top speeds achieved by the company's experimental pods never came close to Hyperloop's theoretical speed of over 1,200 km per hour. By the start of 2022, the company dealt a blow to its supporters by disclosing its plans to halt the advancement of their passenger travel Hyperloop mechanism, and instead, shift their focus towards cargo conveyance. Hyperloop Transport Technologies is another prominent figure in the burgeoning field of Hyperloop technology. As a US-based research firm, Hyperloop TT is dedicated to crafting cutting-edge transport infrastructure rooted in Elon Musk's Hyperloop concept. While still in the early stages of their endeavors, Hyperloop TT has the distinction of boasting the world's sole full-scale Hyperloop test track, situated in Toulouse, France. Hyperloop TT stands out as the world's foremost innovator in the Hyperloop space, having unveiled the groundbreaking Quintero 1, the planet's first-ever life-size Hyperloop passenger capsule. In addition, Hyperloop TT is planning to construct the Hyperport, a state-of-the-art freight and cargo system in Hamburg, Germany. The Hyperport is set to transform the industry through the use of autonomous systems and vehicles to streamline container management and transfer across a network of ports joined by vacuum-sealed tracks. Hyperloop TT has solidified yet another significant agreement in conjunction with its previous endeavors. In partnership with Abu Dhabi, the company has committed to the creation of a Hyperloop system that would serve to bridge the gap between the two bustling cities of Dubai and Abu Dhabi. Hyperloop Transport Technologies remains acutely aware that there is still an extensive journey ahead in their efforts to transform Musk's original 2013 Hyperloop concept into a tangible reality. Hyperloop TT's groundbreaking efforts have resulted in the creation of the world's only full-scale Hyperloop capsule. However, despite this significant achievement, there has been little news regarding their progress towards realizing the passenger transportation aspect of their vision. The capsule was expected to be operational by 2019, yet it has yet to be realized. Similarly, the company's plans for the Abu Dhabi Hyperloop system have been beset by delays, and its opening has been pushed back to an unknown date. Nevertheless, unlike Hyperloop 1, Hyperloop TT remains steadfast in their commitment to pursuing the Hyperloop concept's full potential as a passenger transportation system capable of achieving unparalleled travel speeds over vast distances. Only time will reveal what their research and development will ultimately achieve. Elon Musk's The Boring Company has been working on alternative transport infrastructure solutions. Established in 2016, The Boring Company is an innovative infrastructure and tunnel boring enterprise dedicated to creating intercity transit systems dubbed loops. Musk's Loop proposes to combat the aggravating traffic situation in Los Angeles by implementing an underground tunnel network that would be immune to gridlocks. Unlike the Hyperloop, these loops will be operated by autonomous electric vehicles, functioning as skates, that would transport vehicles at impressive speeds of up to 240 km per hour. In late 2022, it was even reported that the Hyperloop test track found at SpaceX's Hawthorne facility was dismantled and replaced with a parking lot. This has led many to speculate that Musk has personally stopped to support the project altogether. But just a few days after this news, The Boring Company's official Twitter account posted pictures of what seems to be a new full-scale testing track and with a caption that reads, "Full-scale Hyperloop testing has begun." It has also been reported that The Boring Company aims to further expand their Las Vegas loop system and improve upon what is currently built, further solidifying that Musk is still in it to develop the technology. Although Hyperloop may be a promising technology that could reshape the future of transportation, there are many inherent problems that hinder its progress. At its current stage, Hyperloop remains an unproven concept that is fraught with numerous technological, economic, and regulatory challenges. One of the main concerns is the massive infrastructure needed to support Hyperloop systems, which would require a significant amount of funding and coordination to build. Another issue is the safety concerns surrounding high-speed transport within a vacuum-sealed tube, which could potentially result in fatal accidents in case of a breach. Additionally, the lack of standardized regulations and legal frameworks governing Hyperloop technology creates a significant obstacle for its commercialization and widespread adoption. Nevertheless, despite these challenges, many companies, including Hyperloop TT and the Boring Company, remain committed to developing Hyperloop systems and pushing the boundaries of transportation. There are several challenges that Hyperloop technology faces. First, maintaining a near-perfect vacuum over long distances is a major engineering challenge. Even the smallest leak can bring the entire system to a halt. Additionally, the passenger experience raises concerns. Being inside a small pod traveling through a narrow tunnel at near supersonic speeds may cause discomfort and extreme noise for passengers. Critics also point out the potential dangers of being in an emergency situation in the middle of these underground low-pressure tubes. Finally, there are questions about the economic feasibility of building and maintaining such a massive infrastructure project, as well as the regulatory hurdles that would need to be overcome. Despite these challenges, many remain optimistic about the potential of Hyperloop technology to revolutionize the way we travel. One of the major concerns about the feasibility of the Hyperloop is its projected cost. Critics argue that Musk's estimated cost of less than $6 billion for the proposed Los Angeles to San Francisco route is significantly lower than the actual costs of building such a system. The high cost of materials and construction, the complex engineering required to ensure safety and maintain a vacuum over long distances, and the cost of acquiring land for the track are just some of the factors that could drive up the total cost of the project. Do you believe Hyperloop will eventually become the mainstream transportation system of the future, or will it be nothing more than a futuristic idea that will never be feasible in reality? Share your thoughts in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe to Build Bright. Stay informed and inspired by joining our community of construction enthusiasts. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for our next video.